delicious.
Mm.
No, so I had Indian food for the first time this week.
How'd you like it?
It was pretty fucking good. Um, I mean, I've had Indian food before, but it was like weird Indian Korean fusion,
Oh, okay.
and
Oh,
you
sweet.
know,
We got Cross in the audience.
and
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, okay, but a buddy of mine's birthday, and he was like, let's go have some Indian food. He's from India, and I was like, okay. So he takes us to this restaurant, right? And I mean, I immediately walk in, and I'm like, I can't afford to be here. I I
Surprisingly
am
cheap
entire.
though, right?
Well, not well. We'll get there.
Okay.
So I had done some research. I had consulted the my trusted people on the topic, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to eat Indian food. This is where I'm going. What do I get? And they rattled off an appetizer, a couple of dishes, and they suggested one of the specialty naans they had. I was like, all right, I'm going in with the game plan. I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna come off of this. Nobody else is gonna know what the fuck's going on. They're just gonna look at it and ask a bunch of questions. Me, I'm going in. I got this. We get there. I didn't have this, guys. We get there. I'm drinking. I'm drinking whiskey the whole night. Right. I had been drinking whiskey
Imagine
since
my shock.
1 o'clock that day. Um, but from 5 o'clock to about 9 p.m., I probably had about 10 whiskeys. And the amount of food we consumed at that Indian restaurant, I was sober when I got home. We get there, and this motherfucker just starts spouting shit off like, yeah, bring five trays of rack of lamb to the table and one of each appetizer to start off with. And I looked at this motherfucker. I'm like, to start off with,
I mean, go big or go home.
it was only 6 people.
Dude,
One tray of
but-
rack of lamb's big enough for 3.
Yeah, but Indian cooked lamb is so fucking good.
Dude, it is. It is so fun. Everything I ate was fucking delicious. But we get through a couple of drinks. We finish off the majority of the lamb and the appetizers. And then the guy comes over. He says, all right, what about the mains? I said, the mains? We didn't just eat. So then he brings out like 8 different trays of food, various colors and meats. I'm not even going to attempt to replicate what it was all called. I know the names of a couple of dishes, but there's no point.
Did you
But,
have
I mean,
did you have any vindaloo?
Yes, there was vindaloo.
Okay.
There was yellow
Good.
curry. There was some chutney sauces.
Yeah, vindaloo is
But,
probably my favorite sauce, for lack of a
Is
better
that
term.
not the bright red spicy shit?
It is.
Yeah.
It's called vindaloo because it used to be cooked with the blood of the animal that you had killed to make it.
Okay.
So, Church, we're live, and this is not a
Yeah.
curry stream.
It is now, motherfucker.
It is. It is a
I
curry
mean,
stream.
Okay.
Look, I gotta
but-
recount this amazing dinner that I was at. Okay, I don't have exciting outings like this.
The guy is not here, not responsive. You know, he's got a life. Who knows? But I'm trying to do a solid for a fellow in the community, and I was hoping we could chill him for a minute. So, if you hadn't heard, Dillard caught the plague of unknown origin from China.
China.
And because he is unwell, he hasn't been able to run a stream and it hasn't been working very much. So there's this kid named Booster who's got a book that he wants to get promoted, but Dillard couldn't help him out. So I was like, hey, we can help you out. And Dillard was like, oh yeah, take this opportunity. The guys over at the Gospel are great. So I mean, now we're on the spot.
We're on the spot. You did this stuff.
Yeah. It's I got the Kickstarter here. It's called Anvil Comics. The book itself is called Obsidian.
Obsidian. Yeah, I'm working on it.
Oh, you're familiar? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I just haven't had time to respond to any of these things.
Right.
I do
Right.
pay attention to them. I don't have time to respond all the time.
I'm just trying to have us be, on topic about 15 minutes in, which is shockingly on point for us.
Look, I mean, I have a game plan, and that does not mean being organized or on topic.
You
I don't know who the fuck you think you are.
mean in general or in particular?
Yes.
Yes.
Because in general, I think I'm a pretty cool guy. In particular, I think I'm the guy that is trying to pick up the slack for a lack of a Larry.
Look, I've got tabs open. Rune, who the fuck?
Sweet.
Look at
you're
those
talking to?
tabs.
You don't understand. I am ready. I'm prepared for an absence
I
of
got-
Larry. I just wanted to talk
I
about
got-
my curry.
I got like
God damn
45
it.
tabs open. You would still talk about your curry, but just talk about curry over comics.
Well, no, that seems messy.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Gospel of Curry.
But anyway, I'm almost done with my story. So
Proceed.
Anyway,
Go ahead, man.
he brings out like 8 different types of entrees and different meats. I mean, they bring like 32 rices to the table because they bring you a little bowl of rice to put your shit on top of. And there's like 3 or 4 baskets of naan everywhere, and I'm just like, is this just how it goes? Like I said, everybody at the table was drinking all night. We're all, and I'm just sitting there thinking, oh God, when we split this bill, this is gonna hurt. And then the dude, whose birthday it was, who invited us all to this restaurant, says, "We'll do one more round, and then I take it to check." And I said, "Wait, what?"
Legend. Man's a legend.
Absolutely. I mean, I did not know. Like, I love my friends, and I know that they come from different cultures, and we get into that a lot. We talk about the differences between India and America, and I explain how shit goes over here, and he tells me about the gold men of India. It's a great trade back and forth. but in all seriousness, like this guy, he took us out for his birthday and spent that much fucking money on his friends, and I'm just like, I don't know an American that would do that. Oh, but anyway, no, that was my experience with curry. It was awesome, and a legend was born that evening. So happy birthday to Church's Indian friend that introduced him to Indian food. But on the same topic, we have apparently been promised out like whores to shill comics. So I guess we might know something about doing that, right?
Yeah,
Right.
a little bit.
All right. So we've got Obsidian is now ready for funding 56 pages of sci-fi fantasy action, which will be ready to ship as soon as the campaign ends. And we've got a little promo photo here. Let's get that pulled up. Oh, God damn it. Fucking Twitter. From Anvil Comics, discover Obsidian when the forces of light and darkness endlessly clash. 3 strangers must put their differences aside to survive in a world that wants to destroy them. Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum.
I really need to find my keyboard and have that set up for stuff like this.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, you were supposed to do a soundboard thing, but I mean,
Yeah, I ran into a hiccup. I kind of broke my iPad and then had to pay to get that fixed. And
Look, it's Ayrton. He can't really put a soundboard on the red Solo cup, but if you ask him real nice, he'll play spoons.
okay. So here we've got the Kickstarter. Let's see what the goal is. You have to switch between so many windows. I should probably split my screen.
Right.
There we go.
Hello, Chad Middleton.
So he's already. I'm assuming Booster is a he, but they've already passed their goal of $500 with $1,437 pledged. I mean, $500 is not enough to print a comic book. I don't think in any kind of quantity, but it's a noble thing to set a small goal and do with what you can.
And 20 days to go. That's quite a thing.
Obsidian is the newest fantasy sci-fi comic coming from Anvil Comics, created by James Gibson, and I'm gonna butcher this, but
Jacob.
Jakub
Jacob.
Sebesta. I said I was gonna butcher it. God damn it! With 56 pages of story, it could be Jacob Sebeska as well. Sebesta. Um, excuse my Arkansas. The story. Centuries of battling between two clans known as the Archeans of Light. Archons?
Yeah.
That's not Archons.
Archeans?
Archeans of Light. And the Obsidian Order of Darkness has left the world shattered beyond repair. After an attack that decimates his home village by the Archeans, Revan is left to fend for himself in a world unfamiliar to him, surrounded by dark, undead creatures known as Drifters. Quickly rescued by a friendly but strange Archean known as Kai, Revan has no choice but to put his trust in his new friend as enemy forces gather to stop him from his new mission. What's his mission? Find the Obsidian. Oh, okay.
I have dropped a line to the creator if he wants to drop in and correct our Arkansas for us.
I like that stained glass artwork.
Oh yeah, no, that's
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
In pure visuals, it looks like a pretty solid book. And I like that he's got actual pages with like text sample. I might not be able to put the story together, but at least it's not, production stills and concept work.
No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to fill in the story. I'm gonna fill in the surrounding story. Like if this is that's page one, that's all I need. So I got page one. I can work from there. Anyway, I'm joking. But yeah. So I guess I'll put the link in the chat. I suppose I'll do that. Paste. So yeah, go check that out on Kickstarter if you're so inclined. And
of course, we hope that John Dillard gets better so that he can do this instead of us.
speak for yourself.
What, you want John to wallow in the suffering of Wu?
I love John Dillard. I just don't want you to assume.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we were beefing. Maybe me and John had a beef. He didn't know.
If you and John had a beef, I would want to know what that beef is.
You and Dillard are always beefing. What are you talking about?
I love Dillard. I don't know whether you would think that.
I
didn't want you to assume that we wouldn't be.
You love him, but you guys are always beefing.
He is of Latin persuasion. They do eat a lot of beans.
But yeah, if Booster would like to come on, if not tonight, then a future evening. We've got Cross Comic coming on next week to talk about the Canadian Shield Volume 2.
Woo.
Sorry, I'm running on very little sleep. The second part of Adventures with Church this week. So not only did I have Indian food for the first time, I also went to the concert for the first time since being a parent.
How'd that go?
It was terrible.
Yeah, it kind of sucks once you get old, doesn't it?
I mean, I enjoyed the experience of being at the concert, and we went for my wife, and I'm very glad that she had a great time. I wouldn't change it for anything. But God damn it, man, I'm old. Like I can't do lawn seats anymore. I understand why they charge so much for the regular seat, because I will never pay for lawn seats again. I will pay the extra to sit in a chair up front and have people bring me shit and not be on an incline.
This is in fact why I can't respect the combat wheelchair concept in role playing games. Because as a disabled person, I freely admit I am not above sitting in a wheelchair and pretending to be more crippled than I am for those cheap seats. I'll do it. And if somebody wants to call me on it, I'll stand up and go, "Please, sir, I just want to sit down."
Oh man, that's fantastic.
Oh no, it's absolutely true. My ex-girlfriend and I went to a concert with
Actually,
Avenged Sevenfold and
I
expressly
have
went in wheelchairs.
topical Twitter posts.
Yep, I've seen that before.
You posted that, if I'm not mistaken. You were Larry.
I think Larry did, but I had seen it before Larry posted it. It's not a new comic either. It is the ongoing complaint.
But let me just get this out here. Guys, we went to this concert. You know how long the drive was to get to this concert? Too long. It was too long. It required a hotel room. It was that long.
Damn.
So you're in the car, uncomfortable for that length of time, and then you're at a concert for maybe 3 hours of actual music, right? But you're at the concert venue for like 5 hours because of parking.
Right.
And then you have to drive back. I'm too old for this shit. And I hate it. I hate being too old for this shit. I remember when I was a goddamn savage, and I would just do, like, we would travel like 2 days to get to Ozfest or some shit, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
or like weekend concert festivals where you slept.
Do you
in
know how much a
tent.
beer was?
Oh, way too much. Probably like $8.
$15 for a tall boy.
Holy shit.
$15 for a tall boy.
Again, in my nerd sphere, that's why I'm like so confused by the pussies that are tabletop gamers today.
Yeah,
because they're like, oh, I can't game longer than 6 hours. It's like, dude, do you not know what gaming was like back in the day? I remember weekends where we started Friday night, gamed until Saturday morning, passed out. When we woke up, we resumed like nothing had happened for the next 14 for the next 24.
Yeah, whoever wakes up first is required to go get burritos.
Right.
Somebody either go get burritos. What kind of burritos? That depends on what time it is. Breakfast burritos or regular burritos. Just go get me a pocket of food, peasant.
Oh yeah, before my mother got unwell, my friends Taylor and Ben used to call me up irregularly and be like, "Hey Joe, you want to go to Taco Truck?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't got no money." And they're like, "No, man, our treat's like, oh, done, I'm going." And we would just literally jump in the car, go to the taco truck, and get taco because why the freak not?
Oh yeah. I do love the explosion of food trucks as the cultural thing. Like everywhere has like 18 food trucks now, and I'm here for it.
Well, they're transcending their bad reputation. There are still bad food trucks out there, but there are also really good ones.
Yeah, but the bad food trucks are the best.
They are. The first taco food truck I ever went to, I got a burrito. And there was just like a half an avocado in the burrito. They didn't chop it up at all.
I mean, it depends because you can have the good taco truck where it's like, yeah, sure, it's lowest common denominator of food, but it's great, right? And then you have that one visit where it's like I went to the taco truck and then I spent the next 3 days dying inside. And
Rune, I don't want my tacos to be good. I want to receive the tacos on a shitty paper plate that's falling apart because of the grease, and I want to sit there and wonder if I'm going to die of botulism the next day after eating them.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's how I want my tacos to be.
But I'm saying, do you actually specifically go out of your way to be like, get a botulism burger because you want the botulism? Okay.
No, it's for the gamble. It's for the gamble. Okay.
Look,
it always tastes better though.
Hey, look at this one, Ayrton. It's cheaper than Jenny Craig.
Right. Look, I've told you guys. I know a guy who when he turned like 45, sour cream became a gamble for him.
No,
But every time we go to Moe's together, he does the little prayer thing with his fingers and orders extra sour cream.
no, Rune, listen. The sketchier a food establishment looks, the better it is. When I was in Dallas,
This is correct.
last September, I went into a random diner for breakfast. I just kind of started driving and found it. I walked inside. The one waitress who was probably 40, but she looked 60, you know, the type of people I'm talking about, was chain smoking still. And the cook looked like he didn't speak English, and he probably he was Mexican, but he still probably got a B in Spanish type of Mexican.
Well, look, when we're talking about, when I'm using the term good in this context, I'm talking about the quality of the experience, not necessarily the quality of the location.
No,
right?
but
I'm telling you, the food was amazing, and it was $7 for a giant ass breakfast.
This is
This
is
like,
totally food stream now.
You'll find in life that some of some of my favorite bars are bars where the bartenders drink. Like, it's basically banned at all bars. It's illegal.
Well,
I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
But
it makes sense. Would you trust someone to make you a drink who doesn't know what it fucking tastes like?
right.
Yeah.
But when you go to bars like that and you look back into the kitchen, inevitably the cook is either still drunk or hungover. But that motherfucker can throw down on that grill.
Well,
he's about to make you the best cheeseburger you ever ate in your entire
that's how you identify. That's how you identify good chefs, because good chefs fat.
No,
like,
if the cook has a lit cigarette and there's a 1/4 inch of ash and it might fall into your food, that is going to be the best food you've ever had.
Certainly, but also specifically, like, unless they are really young because they're new, a thin chef is a red flag, because that's somebody who does not taste his own food.
No, a thin white chef. A thin black guy will fuck up some food, and it will be the best thing you ever like. Dude.
So, church, with that in mind, while I go grab my my next portion of dinner, do you want to start talking about Judge Thomas and fucking up some?
No, we're gonna keep talking about food.
No, because
he's a thin black man who's fucking things up. But in
he's not thin.
Good way.
No, Clarence Thomas is not thin.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not even a little bit.
I don't think he's particularly fat, but I mean he's in flowing robes.
No, I mean he's like standard middle aged.
Believe it or not, I actually did have a little bit of a structure to the show, so.
Oh wait, you did.
We'll start there. I was gonna do a little bit of a longer cold open today, and let's just get into it. Larry's not here. That way we just breeze through the topic. And Rune comes in.
God.
Rune comes in, just fucks up my entire plan, and
decides to hoe us out because the hoes are already mad.
But anyway,
gotta get that paper.
I do have 5, 6, 8, probably about 16 different things that we can go through that aren't curry or concert related. I was just trying to get us in there. But speaking of curry, Ezra Miller's still fucking up. So from the Rolling Stone, we've got guns, bullets, and weed. Ezra Miller housing 3 young children and their mother in Vermont farm. Sources claim living conditions of one Flash star's home are unsafe for children, alleging there are weapons lying around that a 1-year-old could put a loose bullet in her mouth. Wait, what? He's got babies crawling around like gnawing on bullets like pacifiers? What the fuck?
Isn't that how you
grew up? That's based or not. I don't think that's good, but I mean,
if they're Full Metal Jacket, the children are at least not getting lead poisoning, so that's okay.
Right. Ezra Miller has been hosting a 25-year-old mother and her 3 young children at their Vermont farm. Oh God, the they their pronouns.
Just say he. Fuck him.
A living arrangement that worries the children's father, as well as 2 others with knowledge of the situation, Rolling Stone has learned. 2 sources with knowledge of the situation expressed concern to Rolling Stone that it is an unsafe environment for children, alleging there to be unattended guns strewn around the home of Miller's 96-acre property. One source, who, like the other, requested anonymity for fear of retribution, recalled an incident where one of the children, a 1-year-old, allegedly picked up a loose bullet and put it in her mouth. The mother, who, like the father, Rolling Stone said, is not naming, claimed that Miller had helped her escape from a violent and abusive ex, and Miller helped me finally have a safe environment for my 3 very young children.
Is this bitch on crack?
I mean, I'm torn about this so far. I haven't gotten very far into the article, but I'm torn about this so far. Like, obviously, if there's just like loaded pistols with the safety off, just chilling out on coffee tables, it's probably bad to have babies and toddlers in that environment. But if there are just guns in the home and they're properly stored away from where a child could reasonably get to them, I mean, you made the joke, but you grow up in the South or you grow up around someone who's a firearms enthusiast, it's not hard to lose track of a single bullet.
No, not at all. I mean, I've been shooting guns since I was like 7.
I mean, how many kids a year swallow fucking batteries and shit?
Right.
Is that any different? Really?
No, not really.
So I mean, I feel like this is an attempt to just continuously keep this guy in the fucking headlines. Like, I've seen some ridiculous claims that said, well, this might just be a long promo like campaign for the Flash. But Larry explained last week that it's not going to work that way.
No, it's Ezra's extended audition for getting to be the next failed Joker.
Right. Ezra's home ranch has been healing haven for us, she tells Rolling Stone. They may have firearms for self-defense purposes, and they are stored in a part of the house that the children never go in. My kids are able to relax more in their healing because of the safety and nurturing Ezra has been providing for them. This shit sounds creepy as fuck, but I'm not sure what they're claiming that he's done right now, besides misplaced a bullet. I mean, it's really not that bad. I mean, if the kid had gotten hurt or choked on the bullet, then that would be in the story. But that's not what happened. He picked it up, put it in his mouth, and the mother probably got it away from it and said, God damn it, Ezra, keep track of your fucking bullets.
Unless she's a crackhead.
Right. I mean, there's that. That could be being left out. I'm just saying, with what they're giving us so far, I'm on the fence of saying this is any more shenanigans.
Yeah,
do we even know?
Fair.
Like, do they even know where the fuck this guy is? Like, I figure body slamming motherfuckers and kidnapping bitches. That's pretty weird.
No, somehow Shia LaBeouf 2 Electric Boogaloo is still on the loose.
Right. And, now you've got like Instagram posts from this person's account being like, no, he didn't kidnap me. I've stepped away from the Native American nation because of shit with my identity or whatever. Crazy person shit, but I mean, they're an adult. They're allowed to be fucking crazy and do stupid shit. If Ezra Miller really kidnapped this person and is holding them against their will, which I don't doubt, don't get me wrong, don't post drivel like this to take like the sting out of it and make me go, well, maybe a lot of this is just being blown out of proportion because this guy's just a nutty bastard.
I mean, I still think he's a groomer. Don't get me wrong.
If what they said, If what they said about him hanging out with 14-year-old kids, sure, yeah, that's awful.
Here's the thing. Let's be insidious for a minute.
I've never.
Let's just put on.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's just put on the tinfoil for a moment and be insidious. Okay, so he committed a crime. Okay, and his ass is on for serious charges. It is entirely possible that his agent, who is in contact with him, right? Because of course his agent should be in contact with him, and possibly his lawyer as well, is like, look, keep your head down, play it out, make some key posts. Maybe we can diffuse it by making it misunderstood. Maybe we can paint you the hero in all of this, and hoping that by stretching it out and letting the media spin cycle do its thing, people will forget, or that it will.
Well, this isn't a spin article. Oh, well, we got somebody in the background.
Well, I'm not just saying it's going to be spin. I'm just saying, like, you're saying there's no real meat and potatoes to this article, right?
Right.
And I'm saying that might be by design. It's to sort of occlude by bullshit. We'll just put more garbage out there.
But that would require me thinking that the media had this kind of like jam, and they just don't.
Oh, hello.
Anyway,
so
the architect of Oblivion.
Yeah,
Obsidian even. But you know what? I was more interested in talking about Ezra Miller as the local Ezra Miller expert around here.
Oh well, let's get that back up then.
Yeah, get that back up.
I'm
been
with it.
Following his escapades for years now, and I almost regret doing about 20 to 50 fan art pieces in MS Paint of him. Yeah. That's
So
what I was
what's your
famous for a minute.
What's your Ezra Miller? What's your take on Ezra Miller as a whole?
My take? What kind of take can anyone have other than he's fucking nuts? Like what?
I mean, right. But do you think that he's actually like out here trickstering his way through all of these escapades, or do you think it's being blown out of proportion?
He's the new Zodiac killer.
Right. Like, I feel like this motherfucker's in a hotel and hasn't left for like 3 months. And everybody just keeps coming out with crazy shit that he's done over his life that's just now coming out.
This could be an elaborate advertisement for we need to talk about Kevin 2. I don't know.
He showed up. He showed up to audition for Loki a year late.
You're Barry Allen, not Reverse Flash, Ezra. No.
That's what's going to happen after Flashpoint. They're going to bring Grant Gustin in as Flash, and Ezra Miller's going to become Professor.
Oh, I so hope so. That would be amazing.
You mistreated me, Barry.
No.
I go by they them, Barry.
Church. I'm sorry to correct you, but you've made an error. It's not Professor Zoom. It's Professor Groom.
Oh God. Rune actually got one, everybody. Hold on, let me get the calendar out.
Yeah.
Let me get the fucking calendar out. Let me mark this day. June 25th, 2022. Rune finally got one, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit, Professor Groom. I'm gonna fucking mail you a gold star sticker. It's a single gold star.
I will treasure it.
I've got something special for you guys.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Are you aware? You know the song "Don't You"? Like, "Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me"?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you know Ezra Miller a few years ago with his band did their band? Pardon me. Did a little cover of this song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we are. I'll share it for you.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Let's just put this up on the screen.
Yeah. So I found this like a few years ago, and I've just been fascinated with him ever since.
Why are we watching gay porn? Sorry,
did you share the audio?
Do I have to share it? Is there no audio?
Yeah, you got to share the audio. You got to click the share audio.
I mean, that is clearly just Ezra Miller's gay porn.
We're gonna watch it. We're gonna take this chance.
Let's take copious notes.
You're gonna be very uncomfortable, I promise.
There we go.
How you feeling so far?
Hello, HR.
Where do we get to the? So it goes on like that for about 5 minutes. As soon as I saw this, and there was articles coming out about this guy
hold
having
on.
a.
No,
Hmm?
no,
Oh, you want to keep watching?
no, I don't. But
No,
it's
no.
like a train wreck.
It is. It's fascinating, isn't it? I came across
I'm
that,
like,
and there was
what
also
is happening right now?
there's an article about him growing up on a polyamorous goat farm. I was like, this guy is nuts. This was back
A
in like
polyamorous
2019.
goat farm.
Yeah, so you can Google that. I swear to God, polyamorous
Holy
goat farm.
Wait a
The
minute.
first thing that
I'm
comes
doing
up
that
is
right
Ezra
now.
Miller.
I'm doing that.
There
What
is
is
not-
a what is a
Hold on.
polyamorous goat farm? Is that a farm where you fuck both the male and female
I
goats?
don't know.
There is not enough alcohol in the world to make this conversation okay.
All right,
So-
results
so
for
none of this
polyamorous goat farm.
None of this shit coming about Ezra Miller shocks me in the slightest.
How do you know all of
Ezra
this?
Miller talks fame.
What,
living
not
on a
how, not how. Hold on. Why do you know all of this?
I
I'm
love
concerned.
cringe. I love
I'm
cringy
concerned.
shit.
I'm concerned for your mental health.
You
Have
should
you
be.
seen somebody?
No.
I mean,
Tell me
Ayrton,
about Booster.
Ayrton,
Tell me
he's-
about
he's-
your mother.
Ayrton, he's
It
a,
started when I
he-
was born.
Ayrton, he's on this show and he makes comics of his own volition.
Ezra Miller talks fame, living on a polyamorous farm, and his new Me Too story.
Jesus
The
Christ.
future Flash is a budding queer icon, calls out his own franchise fame
2018.
and powerful men. They're fucking up the world.
2018. I've been following this maniac.
I didn't even know who the fuck he was until he was the Flash. And then
And-
after that, I was just like, okay, it's a quirky dude that's a
It's-
little bit too skinny playing the Flash. Whatever.
Mm.
And then
Man,
he just
I-
started
I-
being crazy as shit, body slamming people in Hawaii. And I was like, oh God, what's happening? Did he just do some weird? He probably just did some weird drugs, right? Like that's what this has to be.
A lot of meth
Wasn't
in
drugs.
Hawaii, man.
A lot of chickens. For the 25th year of the Hollywood Reporter's Next Gen issue, 4 of the brightest on rising talents on separate blah 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 blah. Spend the day with Ezra Miller. There's 95. Oh, his farm grew an acre in the last 2 years, 4 years.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, it was. It's 96 acres in the Rolling Stone article. It's 95
26-year-old.
here.
This guy's younger than me. What the hell?
Well, this is 4 years ago. He's 30 now.
29. No, he's still a bit
Well,
younger than me. He's around
29.
my age. Yeah.
Yeah, he's younger than me too.
And me.
Hashtag me too.
That's
Well,
that's
I mean,
weird.
Cross. The cops haven't been able to catch him. Clearly, he
Booster.
is actually the Flash.
How do you not?
No.
You think-
Cross Comics here in the comments.
Oh,
it
in
says
the
DC
chat.
certainly knows how to
Oh.
cast them for their
Oh,
characters,
okay.
and it's like, well, the
I wasn't
cops
looking
haven't
at the
caught him
chat.
yet, so he must be fucking fast.
Exactly.
All right. 95 acre Vermont farm. Ezra Miller is just a glitch in a Mandela effect simulated reality. What?
What?
I hate everything.
Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get one of my guns.
Difficult
Yeah,
to
what
square
was-
the man.
Ayrton, if you put the gun up to the modem and you fire, can it hit Church and I too?
I'll try,
Okay.
but you know, I'm feeling kind of Kurt Cobain-y at the moment.
It's difficult to square the man who tills the land here. Blueberries, turkey tail, and something called chaga. With the one pulling down 7-figure paydays is Credence Barebone in Warner Brothers' Fantastic Beasts. It's a titular
I having-
superhero.
Am I
in the
having a
2025
stroke? Hold on.
standalone movie. Yes.
The-
The Miller
What-
operates.
Wait, was that English? I didn't understand any of those words you just said. Like,
Good.
Are you reading English?
Yes.
Like what? I don't know what's going on right now.
You're having a stroke.
Okay, that would explain why I smell burnt toast.
Let
Chad
me-
Middleton says this is the bad Flashpoint timeline. He does have something to say about stardom. If you watch the world cults of celebrity, the cults of celebrity and the fanatics of celebrities. That's what governs the world now. Explained
Wait.
between deep tokes.
Wait, do you think that's going to be Ezra's defense? Do you think he's going to try and Corey Feldman his way to victory?
Yes, I hope he does.
That fucker. I hope he tries it and like Corey Feldman kicks the shit out of him.
So you're a
Is
politician
Corey Feldman
or
the
you're
guy
whatever.
that said? Is Corey
Go ahead.
Feldman the guy that said he could expose all the pedos in Hollywood? He just needs $1 million.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I can do it too, dude. For $1 million, yeah. Trust me.
I'll do it for
Let's get a
100.
GoFundMe
I'll do
going.
it for 150 thou.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll just get the money and say,
betting
"Oh,
war
it's
now.
all of them."
Well,
You're welcome.
I'm certain the implication is that he can't do it for less because he needs it for the court fees.
Fuck that!
I mean,
I'll expose
I'll-
all the pedos in Hold on, I'll expose all the pedos in Hollywood for a tank of gas.
I'll do it for an eighth of Coke.
Look,
My tank of gas
gentlemen,
About the
Clearly-
same price right now,
clearly you're exposing the pedos with a tank of gas and a
and a
flamethrower.
gram of coke.
And a gram of coke.
Oh yeah, I can't read any more of this fucking nonsense. What is wrong with the person?
It's an actual insane person. There's also all sorts of photos of him in like a Play Bunny outfits and shit.
So remember back in the mid 2000s when conservatives were saying if we allowed gay marriage, there would be a slippery slope.
Is this a
Oh,
slippery
no.
slope?
Do you guys remember that? Because Pepperidge Farm remembers that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, nothing. Just
I-
reminiscing about 2007.
I
That's
love the gays and the homosexuals.
I, for one, do love the gays. I just wish they wouldn't act this way. That's all. Like, get married and everything, just don't fuck goats on polyamorous farms. That's all I'm asking.
How dare you're a homophobe, Booster? How dare you?
Yeah. I know.
They're born this way.
Oh Jesus Christ!
They're born
Okay.
this way. They're only located in one area. That's
Yes.
Oh,
they just
okay.
happen to all be located in Hollywood.
Have you never heard of a Therian otherkin? Come on.
I
Oh,
have,
Jesus
unfortunately.
Christ.
I swear,
Anyway.
back in about 2014, that used to be something that we could make fun of. Now it's bleeding into reality.
Right?
Everything I used to
Alright.
make fun on Tumblr is just slowly bleeding
Yeah,
into reality. That shit's
real-
gonna be next after the
Yeah.
trans shit.
Reality's basically Tumblr from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
don't worry.
That's it. Ayrton, we fucked up.
What? What?
We shut
We?
down.
What's this we?
When they shut down Tumblr, they destroyed the holding facility.
No,
So
no,
now
they
all the
took-
Tumblrinas are coming into reality. We just left
No,
them on
they-
fucking Tumblr. They would have stayed in their zone.
It was an amazing containment area. As soon as
No,
they
no,
banned
see,
the
the-
porn, all the weirdos flooded to Twitter.
No, see, the problem is that we stopped burning women at the stake for being witches and got rid of all the insane asylums.
And the guillotines.
Yes, and
We
the
never.
guillotines.
People are going to tell me I'm wrong. We never burned women at the stake for being witches. We
Yeah,
burned
I
people
Stop
know.
burning women at the
for-
stake. Period.
We stopped burning people at the stake for heresy.
Yes, I know, Rune, but it's more fun to say burn them for being witches. Come on, I'm
it's
being
even
being
worse-
hyperbolic.
It's even worse that we stopped burning them at the stake for being hysterical, which was basically just being horny.
I mean, if you believe some extremists now, we're going to start burning at the stake for abortions. So
No. We're just gonna force them to have the baby.
and then burn them at the stake.
No, then who would raise the baby? We can't put that kind of pressure on the state. We have to give it to the mother that doesn't want it.
And technically speaking, when women were hysterical, you'd send them back. You'd
Okay,
send
so
them
let
to,
me
you'd
make sure I
send
get
them
this
to a
straight.
weekend thing. Hold on.
Okay.
They'd send them away for like a week and a half. A doctor would get them off with a dildo, and they come back and they'd be fine. I don't see why women are complaining about that.
Let me make sure I get this right.
You
We're gonna
guys,
give the
you guys
baby-
could send me away for a week and a half to some facility and have some nurses jerk me off for a week, and I come
No,
back.
no.
Ayrton,
If
I-
we
Ayrton,
send
I-
you to a
I-
facility,
I-
you're
Wait,
getting
free
the
hand
dildo
jobs?
too.
yeah, you go to a facility, we're gonna shove a dildo in your ass. But,
Wait, this sounds like a party. Where do I go for this? What the hell?
but no,
I'll DM you my address later, Booster.
All right.
All right. The
Yeah,
pictures
bring the
will be
dildo.
available on the OnlyFans later. I'm gonna monetize this somehow, you fucks.
okay. So we have the Gospel of Comics. We have the Gospel of Failure, and now we have the Gospel of
Church of Failure.
Church of Failure, and now we have the Gospel of Regret. That's our OnlyFans.
All right. So getting back to Ezra Miller. Jesus Christ.
Right. So more regrets.
The mother and children, aged 1 to 5, have been living at Miller's Stanford, Vermont farm since mid-April. The actor met the woman in Hawaii, which Miller had been visiting in March. Is this the one that he body slammed and was like, "Come stay at my house, bitch"? Is that the one he fucking power bombed in front of a bar? The embattled actor, who has starred Warner Brothers anticipated The Flash, racked up a string of arrests while in Hawaii.
Anticipated? Who's anticipating this movie?
People that want to see Michael Keaton as Batman again. Causing an emergency meeting with studio executives about their future with the franchise. Miller is non-binary and uses they/them pronouns.
No one cares.
Oh, God.
By the way, guys, my pronouns are hose, and mad
Yeah.
for the next week.
In the midst of the unfolding crisis, the children's father claims to Rolling Stone that Miller secured a flight out of Hawaii for the woman and her children, allegedly without the father's knowledge. He claims he has not been able to see or speak with his children since their departure. He had a bad feeling in my stomach, the father says. I do want to go get my kids. They mean the fucking world to me. Representative for Miller did not reply to a request for comment. Mother and father have been at it. Who gives a fuck about the mother and father? She's living at Miller's farm. Blah, 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 blah. Numerous photos posted to the suitor's social media page indicate there's a far greater number of marijuana plants than Vermont permitted 2 mature plants or 4 immature plants that private citizens can own.
I just want to mention that my pronouns are verb and adverb.
They told Facebook friend there was at least 28 different strains growing for a fall 2021 harvest. Farm is not one of the licensed 25 cultivators. So, okay, so he's growing too much weed. He's still not the devil because of this. Like they're really just trying to get these clicks, aren't they?
Yeah.
I fell for it. So they're growing marijuana plants on a 26 or 25 acre farm, and there was a loose bullet somewhere. Okay. I really feel like Rolling Stone came in at the end of this. They should have got him when he was body slamming bitches in Hawaii. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I remember the first choking incident, right? Do you guys remember it? Some woman was just shouting at him, and Ezra just randomly chokes this woman and slams her down on the ground. That was like a couple of years
ago. That's what I'm talking about.
That's
the one I'm talking about in Hawaii.
We covered that when it happened, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we also covered when he was like shit talking the KKK on the internet.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah. And everyone was like, "Yeah, Ezra, go get him."
The KKK that's like 7 people, and the rest are all
yeah. I wouldn't go after the federal government like that, Ezra. Oh, what happened on January 6th, right? surprised he's just not gonna like pull up in an unmarked van outside of SCOTUS and start screaming about his abortion rights being fucked up. I can't get the girls I groomed to abort my bastard children anymore.
We need to respect women as he's beating the shit out of one.
Okay. Here's a suggestion. We'll approve abortion, but late term is about as old as Ezra Miller is.
We're not getting into that debate even in jest right now.
All right.
No, that's not happening.
I'm just saying, for some people, it's too late to go back.
In Minecraft, so the feds can recognize that was hate speech.
Yes, of course. In
wait,
Minecraft.
How old did you say he is? 29?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
can you abort somebody at 348 months?
I think so. I think so.
I mean, 5 miles out.
It's 12, Rune.
So this happened.
In Minecraft?
Yeah, Church, tell us about this.
So phase 5. Apparently Kevin Feige's gonna give a Secret Wars somehow. Gotta introduce Doctor Doom. Gotta figure out how to make that work, Kevin.
Gotta give
fuck
Miles
that
Morales,
up, are you?
Gotta give Miles Morales a cheeseburger.
Fucking, you're not gonna fuck this up, are you, Kevin? You're gonna need to get this one right, buddy.
Church, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Are you?
Yeah, gonna have a little Delta 8. Gonna calm down a little bit. Gonna go see if there's any whiskey in the fridge.
So, by the way, Booster, because you're new to this show, Church masturbates every other week to Secret Wars.
It's the best. So. The original 1987 Secret Wars is the best thing Marvel Comics ever done.
Yeah, but you know that's not what they're gonna do. They're gonna do the new Secret Wars that we
Shut up. Nope. They're not gonna fuck this up.
That's why I mentioned the cheeseburger, Rune.
If they do 87, I will be beside myself with happiness.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Marvel has a great track record of being perfectly true to the comics.
And well, that was the actual discussion I wanted to get into is why they should do 87 as opposed to the new one. And that reason is we're introducing the Fantastic Four and the X-Men in Secret Wars, if I'm not mistaken. So
that would be smart.
Using the new Secret Wars.
Yes,
that's correct.
Are Secret Wars.
If you use the new 2015 Secret Wars, I say new, it's 7 years old at this point, but if you use the 2015 Secret Wars, you have to get a lot deeper into the minutia of the Fantastic Four, and there's no really combined team of the X-Men in Secret Wars, so you're creating so much whole cloth simply using the bare bone mechanics of what Secret Wars would have been. Whereas in 87, all you have to say is you can summon different heroes from the multiverse, and it's just like, oh, there's a whole team of heroes in this universe. I'm going to summon them, and there's the X-Men.
The basic problem of any conversation with Marvel is, and even the other commentators get this wrong, especially when they're in their zealous MCU rage, is you have to differentiate classic Marvel, the pre-Disney buyout Marvel, when they were doing the rudiments of what would become their cinematic universe, and it was really, really working, versus this new format where they've half production time but quadrupled output, and they're trying to run both TV and film as a massive interconnected conglomerate. And it's like, no, new Marvel is pretty shit. But we know that the same people who were involved in old Marvel can do the job right. So there's a potential, like there's a tiny window where a Secret Wars could be great. It could be really great. But there is so much surrounding it that says this could be absolutely terrible as well.
Well, see, my biggest problem is I love the Fantastic Four. They're one of my favorites, right?
Right.
And despite what people say, I love the Fox Fantastic Four movies. They're not good movies, but they capture the 60s Fantastic Four spirit perfectly.
You know what? At least they're fun.
Yeah,
And they don't
fun.
take themselves seriously.
Exactly. They're fun, they're cheesy, they're ridiculous. And it is a perfect example of the original 60s Fantastic Four.
See, I actually make the argument that Rise of the Silver Surfer is not bad.
No,
But
I liked it. It's not good, but it's not bad
Here's
either.
the thing, though. Because it's an example of what would become the future Marvel problem. I can pinpoint the exact points where they screwed up that storyline to make it not work. Right? The first is that
Dr. Doom.
No, not Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom's actually great. The first problem
but like
is
giving him the board and doing all that weird shit. That was kind of dumb.
well, no, because Dr. Doom did that in comic.
Yeah, but the way they did it was dumb.
That's not pertinent. The first thing is that they decided to go with Galactus not being a giant guy.
Correct.
Right? But the thing is that I know why they didn't use a giant guy. It's because somebody was reading Ultimates, and they can't tell the difference. Because in Ultimates, Galactus is a nest of world-destroying robo-nanites. Right?
I forgot about that.
And
to be fair, also they kind of had an out in 616 as well, because Galactus is supposed to appear as your native species,
right?
But that doesn't always compute.
Right, but and it's the thing. It's like my brain goes, okay, sure. We would expect now Galactus would be a swarm of bots. I can go with him not being a big guy, but
yeah.
Then there's a scene where Army Man is trying to tell Mr. Fantastic to fuck off because Science Man doesn't know what he's talking about, and Mr. Fantastic quotes word for word a blurb from Ultimates that is wildly out of place and out of character, because that's not Mr. Fantastic 616. That's Mr. Fantastic Ultimates. And if you didn't know the difference...
That's Maker, not Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, you wouldn't know why it's weird and out of place. So they tried to do this mashup of two different imprints with two different personalities from two different eras. And it didn't work.
That's fair. I mean, the scene you're referring to, I actually kind of like that scene.
Oh, no, it's a great scene. It's just not that Mr. Fantastic. That the actual 616 Mr. Fantastic would prove he was right by being a super scientist.
Well,
not by a quippy one-liner.
You're not wrong. But it's still it was a well done scene though.
If they had done Ultimates, I would have been like, yes, this is an excellent scene.
I have to step away.
I prefer my Mr. Fantastic to tell his opponent exactly how to defeat someone. This is fucking who's the Inhuman? Oh my god, my brain isn't working.
Black Bolt.
This is Black Bolt. He can destroy you with a word from his mouth. So whatever you do, don't look at his mouth. Don't let him say anything with his mouth, because if he uses his mouth right there with his mouth,
I caught up. I watched it. I can talk about that film, but I think we're waiting for Larry on that one. I don't know.
Yeah.
No. We Larry talked about it already. However, we'll talk about it when I get back.
I also gotta go. I also gotta go check on my mom. So Booster and Ayrton, it's on you guys.
You're leaving me and a stranger alone in this show.
Ayrton, it's not the first time you've been left alone with a stranger in a scary place.
That's true.
Yes, I won't hurt you.
Do you guys remember?
We're not worried about him.
Do you guys remember Penis Inspection Day in middle school?
I do.
Oh God. No,
it was a bit weird. What? Yeah, it was a bit weird, wasn't it?
What do you want me to bring up? What do you want to?
You wanted to scrub my foreskin.
Well, you were gonna have us talk about female orcs.
Me and Booster are just gonna.
That was when you were gonna be here, Ren.
We're just gonna talk about. Will you two just fucking leave already? Well, me and Booster will just vamp. We'll vamp for 10 minutes. You guys are fine. Jesus.
All right, I'm gonna bring his book up if he wants to start talking about that.
I can attempt to discuss it.
All right.
So
Booster, your accent.
Yes.
It's a little ridiculous. Is it Australian or South African? I can't tell.
I'm from New Zealand, bro.
Okay, so that's almost worse.
Yeah, it's terrible.
All right. So you live with like hobbits and shit.
Yeah. Give me one I haven't heard, at least.
No, I'm going to give you every single stereotypical New Zealand joke I can think of, and that's all of them. That's all I got.
That's the one you got. You got hobbits. Yeah, you got nothing else. Just the hobbits.
Yeah. I got hobbits. I might maybe something about Vegemite later. But
no, Vegemite, Marmite. I don't need that shit, bro. Get that shit away from me. It's hideous. It's hideous.
What is it, by the way?
I think it's like beer extract or some shit. What is?
What?
What is Marmite made of? I'm gonna Google this shit. Contains yeast, sugar, color, ingredients. It's like yeast extract. I don't know where I got beer from.
Oh, okay. So my ex-wife. All right.
Oh, ugh. That's nasty, dude.
Like I said, X.
What do we got? Cross Comics. Yeah, he's got his. I know, Rick. How you doing, Rick? So what about Wizards in New Zealand?
Ah.
There you go. We do have the official. We did for a while have an official New Zealand wizard.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I don't know why he was off in the South Island. I was both pissed for multiple reasons when I discovered, right? So he announced that they announced that the official New Zealand wizard will no longer get funding, and I was like, okay, so much to unpack there because I just heard that for the first time. First off, why were we paying an official New Zealand wizard anything? Why was this man getting money?
Why was it a thing at all?
Why was it a thing? Why did we have an official New Zealand wizard? And last off, why did you get rid of him? That's so cool.
So, what are the answers to those questions? Why do you guys have an official wizard?
I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right. Well, the most interesting thing about your country.
Yeah, we had an official wizard, the Wizard of New Zealand. Here we are. So you can Google that, the Wizard of New Zealand, and he had been doing this.
I know all about the Wizard of New Zealand.
Of course you do. Of course you do. So tell this damn Kiwi about his own country, please.
Yeah. Tell me about.
I mean, I could, but I don't want to.
Oh, you don't want to show me up? You don't want to make me look silly?
No, I don't have to. I mean, I'm just stating I know about the wizard. The wizard's amazing. I've seen him with his apprentice.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because the original wizard's actually about to retire. He's getting on in years.
Okay, I feel like you two are doing some like inside bit, and I'm just sitting here like a dumbass.
Never
and I have
no
idea
idea
what's
my
going
life.
on.
No, this is absolutely real.
There's just a wizard. I don't know why there was a wizard.
Wait, you don't know about the wizard, even though you know of the wizard?
I literally, for the first time, heard about the Wizard of New Zealand when they fired him, when they stopped funding him. That was and it raised so many questions for me.
Okay. So the Wizard of New Zealand. Apparently, I am going to talk about your country. The Wizard of New Zealand is literally a hobo who was so colorful and interesting that he more or less became a heritage person. You know, they were paying him to...
A folk legend?
Yeah, they were basically paying him because it's like, dude, you're so interesting and so weird that people outside of our city know you, so we want to make sure you're taken care of. Because he was the Wizard of New Zealand. They had a wizard.
But like,
And
what did he
I
do?
wanna
Like,
say, I wanna
like
say
what
he's
did he
in
do?
Auckland. He dressed as a wizard and walked around and was a wizard.
That's
He literally wore a big hat and a robe and had a staff and looked and acted like a wizard.
I swear to God, this whole show is just a fever dream I'm having.
Google it, bro. Google it. It's
See,
real. I don't know why it's real and why taxpayer money was being used for it, but there was a wizard.
when I was in the Mind's Eye Society, one of our chronicles was set in New Zealand. So I did research on New Zealand because New Zealand's great, and I really got into, of course, the Maori culture and tribalism and the complicated.
Wait, hold on, hold the fuck up. This is crazier than how you described it, Rune. According to Wikipedia, the Wizard of New Zealand is a New Zealand educator, comedian, illusionist, and politician.
Yes,
Politician.
What?
And a hobo.
You guys elected a fucking hobo who pretends to be a wizard.
He's the equivalent of Lord Buckethead in England.
Is it 1673 in your country? What is going on there?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I don't go outside.
but seriously, I was digging deep into New Zealand for a character, and I was like, oh man, what's his moral cover going to be? And then I found out about the wizard, and it's like, wait a minute, they just let a hobo wander around and be a wizard?
Cross
So,
Comics
not
was
just a
just
hobo.
joking about. Cross
He's
Comics
like
was just joking about the wizard in New Zealand, and
he
apparently
served
there
in
was
the
a wizard.
He served in the Royal Air Force and has a degree in psychology and sociology.
Look,
from the University of Leeds.
Ayrton, you gotta ask yourself. If you were the Royal Military,
I want an educated wizard.
Would you not want a guy who can literally make fireballs with his fingers?
But he can't.
You don't know that.
He can't.
The enemy doesn't know that. Do you think they gotta take their chances with that?
Yeah, I mean,
You
let's
think
be
the
honest
Nazis
here.
were marching in
If
Russia
anybody's
and you people were firing shit from their fingers? They're like, nah, I would not fuck with them.
Not only that, but let's be real here.
Hold on.
The biggest threat to New Zealand military wise is probably Australia, because there's a lot of idiots on both sides.
They lost to a new emu. Well, I'm not afraid of Australia.
They lost the emus twice.
Look, which is exactly why having a wizard is a deterrent to stop war from ever happening.
Exactly. Emu's weaknesses are wizards.
I mean,
everyone plays video games knows this.
I mean, the obvious is the wizard would summon emus to fight the Australians.
So, we all know Australia doesn't exist, right? It's just a Fed compound in Ohio. I feel like after reading this, New Zealand double doesn't exist.
No, I'm not from Texas. I'm not in the shed.
Okay, yeah, that tracks. That
now New Zealand might be in fairyland. I mean, the true fae are a thing.
You call me a fairy boy?
I'm not calling you a nuns.
Anyway,
I'm just saying it's a magical place with wizards and barbarians.
It's a very silly place.
It is a silly place. Let us not go there.
I just want to point out right now, if anybody ever asks me again why I drink on this show, I'm just going to play this clip back.
No, I actually love the aesthetics of Maori culture, and I think it's awesome that when asked about their tribal tattooing, they said, "Oh, we made a classification for non-tribesmen who want to have our tattoos because we think it's really cool."
Tattoos are rad. Well, their tattoos are anyway. I'm gonna disappoint you. I have absolutely no Maori in me. I am as white as you can get.
That's okay. There's a band I like called Alien Weaponry.
I know they're rad as shit.
They have some Maori in them, and at the same time, they're white as the snow. So yeah.
Our band kicks ass, dude.
Oh, they do.
Now that we've learned about the Wizard of New Zealand, So,
And
let's see.
I mean, that's a good chaser for Ezra Miller. Is you
Yeah.
need the protection of wizards
Well,
to keep Ezra Miller
apparently,
away.
I didn't know this, but apparently, World's Finest is still being printed,
Okay.
and something happened in World's Finest that
The
I
Justice League died.
oh, even better.
What are they up to now?
Mm. Yes, I've seen this stupidity. I
I
don't care.
I just refuse to acknowledge what's happening in the comics anymore. I'm done.
It's the thing is, it's not even a bad idea on principle. Although I think the final costume is ass. It's just really lazy that someone watched Dragon Ball Z and thought, "Hey, we can have Power Rings do the fusion dance." Fuck you.
I don't know why it's not letting me put images.
Yeah, that was.
Oh.
Apparently, it's private church.
So can someone explain that Batman Superman thing to me?
I'm working on pulling it back up, but
Oh, okay.
so
Apparently,
apparently they combined their willpower into one.
Okay.
What's going on is for some reason what looks like Hal, I'm assuming that's Hal, is zodding them with the power ring. So individually, neither Batman nor Superman, it could be said to have enough willpower to take control of the ring on Hal's finger. But somehow
Uh-huh.
we are led to believe that together, Superman and Batman have such a font of will that they uh, took the ability from Hal and fused into a super bad
I'll
Super
just
bin
make this,
Batman.
I'll make this full screen. They're fighting up against a Green Lantern, and he appears to be whipping their ass, which doesn't make any sense to me because I feel like Superman could still just like smack the shit out of him. But they start talking about having to combine their willpower, concentrate, draw the ring off his finger, will it here, one thought between us, ah! And then it happens, and they skip the panel where Batman and Superman do the fusion dance, but this is what
Oh
you
no!
get.
What is that design? No! Oh, that could have been
it's
actually
ass.
cool, but that design sucks.
Well, here's the thing: the S with the bat is actually pretty cool. If they had made it a fully black bat suit with the S on it, I'd be down. But the blue is just out of place.
Oh, that's messy.
It's too much Red Hood.
Literally, all you need to do is change up the colors, and that could be decent.
It's literally just
Well,
Batman Red Hood.
well, that's the thing. If they had made it all black with the yellow and red symbol on the chest and then kept the red face, I'd be like, okay, I could go with that. Because even if the idea is stupid, it would look good, but it's both a stupid idea and looks like ass, which is the worst. But then again,
I'm not against stupid shit happening in comics, because stupid shit happens all the time in comics. It's a part of comics. That's why I love comics. Is stupid shit
Cross
happens.
has the right of it, and there is no cape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do. I agree with Rune. I like the Bat S, but I would do the black suit and the red cape.
How do you fuse two
That would be
characters
awesome.
that have capes and take away a cape?
That's what I'm sitting here
Right.
trying to figure out. I'm doing the math in my head,
I
and it just
like
never
how
checks out.
I like how there's still.
It has to be a
Powers.
recessive cape. It has to be a recessive cape change.
Actually,
blonde hair works.
Well, wait a minute. If they had thought about this more smartly, which they clearly did not, you
More
could
smartly?
have a green.
That's
Yeah, more
what
smartly.
you're going with.
You
Well,
could have a
More
green.
smarter.
You could go with like a green energy cape instead of the green glowing hands and the bunch of fire at the feet.
You're all half right and half wrong. It should be a black suit with green energy detailing.
I mean, I know I'm
and
I
cape.
know I'm half retarded.
and the symbol should just be like a neon symbol projecting off of his chest.
Okay.
The utility belt should also be made of the green energy because you have to merge all three together.
Are you the artist, the writer, or both on Obsidian?
I'm the writer. My artist is Shabby, or Jakub Subester of the Vistry series.
First and foremost, as a fellow writer, I feel your pain.
Mhm.
In the second, if your artist has a free moment, you should have him do a do-over on this and show off, being like, so you have your artist do a do-over on this and then show it off and be like, "This is my artist's skill. He's better than you."
Cross picked that out before any of us did. Why does it have Wonder Woman's lasso too?
I don't see it.
Yeah, I was so confused by that too.
Where is it? I don't see it.
I don't
It's
see
on
Wonder
his
Woman's
on
lasso.
his right hip. Kind of zoom in on it.
Oh, it is. You're right. I didn't even notice.
What the? Are we sure that's not just rope?
I mean, it
What's
looks like Wonder Woman's lasso.
What's a lasso then?
So okay, so let's get this straight then. So it's Batman's face in some berry armor because he's got the metal shoulders, with Superman's chest, Green Lantern's rings, and he's got the lasso of truth. So basically, it's just the Justice League fused into one terrible dude.
Yeah, that
It's Martian Manhunter in the suit, and he's got flash wingtips on his shoes.
Martian Manhunter and Billy Batson are standing off to the side, just going, "No."
Yeah, Shazam just looks at him and is like, I can hit him with some lightning.
Billy's like, "I got self-respect."
I don't know. I didn't mind the design as much. I just hated the fact that, again, they didn't have the Dragon Ball Z fusion. Like, panel. Just one panel. Give me that in the corner where they're touching fingertips. Or penises. I don't care.
It's one of those situations where a stupid idea would be made epic if they leaned into how stupid it is by being silly. But by
like
trying
the
to be
Juggernaut
serious,
bitch in X-Men too.
Right, but by being serious, it's just like, no.
Like the writers for X-Men 2 looked at the movie about halfway in and they said, yeah, this is already a disaster. Put the Juggernaut in.
Well, I know Ayrton was saying he doesn't. I know Ayrton was saying he doesn't mind the Fox X-Men films. I don't think they're terrible either overall.
I said Fantastic Four, not X-Men.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Sorry.
How dare
Also,
you?
that was perfect casting for X3 with Juggernaut.
Well, because the first two. The first two
wasn't
the English, mate.
No,
I'm the
not
Juggernaut, aren't I?
It had to be X3 because X2 is
X3 was the Juggernaut. X2 was actually good.
Yeah, X2 and X1 are okay.
I thought X3. I thought X2 was the Juggernaut and X3 was the Phoenix.
No, X3 is both Juggernaut and Phoenix. That's how bad it is.
I didn't want to believe that.
X3 is a mess because it's both the Phoenix Saga, Mutant Empire, and randomly has the Juggernaut as a mutant, even though the Juggernaut should in fact be magical.
Right.
All right. So we've got Miles Morales. We've got Paramount. We've got Lord of the Rings. We got Craven, and we got Heather Antos still on the slate.
Well,
Heather Antos.
I was going to say, if you want to give me a couple of minutes to talk about academic shit, I could go on about Miles Morales, but I'd much rather immediately talk about Heather Antos being bad at her job, because that's just funny to me.
All right. Your wish is my command.
Well, just because I don't want to bore people before they're drunk enough they don't care.
Should I go back to the hose mad ticker for this one?
No, Ayrton.
Heather,
this is hose sad.
Heather Antos embarrasses IDW Publishing with poor editing job on Star Trek: The Mirror War. Let's go one shot.
All right, there you go, Rune.
There you go. Yeah, I actually read this article. It is painful.
Star Trek fans are living with the
IDW.
Star Trek fans are livid with the IDW senior editor Heather Antos after the publisher's recent Star Trek and Mirror War Cisco one-shot was released to readers chock full of spelling, storytelling, and continuity errors that should have been caught by someone in an editorial position.
Yeah, before you go on, can you go back up for a minute? I want to comment on something real quick. So this picture from this book is supposed to be the Intendant and Mirror Cisco dancing. Does it actually look like they're fucking dancing, or does that look like a static image? Because there is no
They're having a
motion there
gay
at
old time.
all. And I don't believe that's the tango.
I really hate the background in this picture and how broken it is from the main image.
The background makes no sense, and the characters in the foreground are not in motion. They are stock still.
Wait, and I thought people in Star Trek like didn't have sex or fun or.
No, this is DS9 era. People have sex and fun.
Nice.
The plot of the Mirror War miniseries tie-in is simple. In the Mirror Universe, Kira Nerys, here the Intendant of Tirok Nor, is running it on behalf of the Kardashian Klingon Alliance. Sends her love slave Benjamin Sisko on a task to destroy her political rival, Karak Tir. The issue eventually ends at the beginning of the 23rd episode of Deep Space Nine's second season crossover, with the Prime Kira arriving in the Mirror Universe. The errors in the book begin with Sisko, who appears to be far younger than how he looked in 2 seasons of Deep Space Nine, not to mention how colorist DC Alonso's highlighting of his brow skin looks more rough around the edges. Or more than rough around the edges. These artistic choices on their own would be forgivable if it weren't for the more egregious problems with the story later. A typo can be seen on just pages after where Sisko's first meeting with the black market weapons dealer, T-Sax Reyes, and the former refers to the Mirror Universe Kira as the Indentant, a clear misspelling of the proper title of Intendant. Unfortunately, for author Danny Lore, and an even further proof of Antos' editorial failing, the typo is far from hard to miss, as the term is emphasized in bold. You can see it there. The next easily identifiable error for Star Trek fans is Sisko's use of a gun that shoots bullets rather than the show's hallmark phaser laser weapon. It's an odd choice and doesn't fit with the Star Trek aesthetic at all. Based.
I'm so confused. What's happening?
Sisko packing that thing.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Look. It might be the future, and everyone might be equal, and phasers might be far more available and better used on a spaceship. But
our ho's more or less mad in the future.
But this is Mirror Universe Sisko. You know he got a biscuit.
That's my favorite thing about people talking about how Clarence Thomas should be attacked and killed and all that shit on Twitter. I'm like, these hoes better understand Clarence Thomas back in that thing. You don't want the smoke, y'all.
I also love how people are straight up calling him the N-word with a hard R.
Right?
I do not. That actually has made me very upset.
I love this in the fact that it's ridiculous.
Where's the N-word hard R? I gotta see this.
I mean, I know we have to, but I really don't want to.
No, we're not going to show it on screen. We can't show it on screen.
No, I'll just send it. I'll send it in the chat that you're part of.
Well, while you pass this around, I just want to say I am very upset on a deeply personal level, not at the decision one way or the other.
Where is it?
You know, those are personal politics. That's fine. My issue is that people who are mad have decided that this apparently was the license to drop the N-bomb. And it's like, no, that doesn't. It's not I'm mad at this black man, so I can call him this, but I'm still on the side of angels. You shouldn't be calling people that. Certainly not a justice of the Supreme Court.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought you were talking about the comic.
No,
I thought you were saying there's an N butcher bomb dropped in this comic.
no, that would be impressive. That would turn this comic into high art. To
Oh
have
shit!
the chutzpah to have a hard R in a Star Trek comic.
No, people have been calling the Supreme Court Justice Clarence
Okay.
Thomas the N-word after the Roe v. Wade decision.
Which I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
have to say, I see where you're coming from, Rune, but I'm also firmly in support that it's totally legal to cyberbully public politicians and stuff. So
Right,
I
so
kind of
you're-
don't
you're
care
got-
that they're doing it. It's just kind of funny.
I don't
the
care.
hypocrisy of
Here's
it,
here's
you know what I
thing.
mean?
If they want to go and cyberbully him, that's fine. But you don't have to cyberbully him with that word in that way.
No, but I still
Yeah.
think I think it's totally fine that they're doing it. I just think it's hypocritical of them.
Don't
for doing
forget that Ayrton's a libertarian and
I
a free
can-
speech.
I am an
can agree.
anarchist.
I can agree that it is hypocritical. I just wish it.
That's what I said, goddammit.
Here's the thing, specifically. I just wish that they weren't being hypocritical in this way, because some of the people that are like cheering on this, or at least pointing at it and laughing, are on our sphere as far as the rights and freedoms of media. I don't like necessarily associating with people who, pretend to be upstanding individuals and like in private drop the hard R for
That's-
X.
What about me
And
in
see-
church who don't pretend to be upstanding individuals and drop the hard R in private?
We don't drop the hard R, Ayrton. Shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No,
we always do
endow
the A.
N-words with A's like gentlemen.
Yeah, that's right. We always use the A. My
Look,
bad.
Look, I know.
I hate you so much.
You guys are
Wait,
clearly-
me or Booster?
All of you. You colloquially. The royal you.
Look, all right,
Booster,
all right.
Booster. I'm glad you're on the show tonight.
All right, let me put this in country. Y'all is some gentlemen of the hood.
Don't ever do that again.
That's actually offensive.
Dude, Rune,
I was on a
I just
goddamn
cringed. Rune, I just cringed so hard at that I need to go get my prostate checked tomorrow. How
Right?
dare you?
I regret nothing.
We
Read this
regret
article,
you,
George. We're not
though.
going to stop.
The book's continuity then proceeds to get shaky as Mir Sisko's mind begins to drift through the thoughts of the Prime Deep Space Nine crew, who at this point he is still yet to meet. It's further odd as Lieutenant Worf is pictured in the issue is firmly set within Deep Space Nine Season 2, yet the Next Generation transplant did not join Sisko's team until Season 4.
Nerd.
However, what may be the worst continuity error is the fact that Sisko is already in possession of his own ship, the ISS Defiant, and is using it on behalf of Intendant Kira. Not only does the Defiant, like Worf, not show up until Season 4 of Deep Space Nine, further, there is a full episode of the fourth season, Shattered Mirror, where the character Smiley is seen stealing the plans for the Defiant from the Prime Universe in order to build a copy in the Mirror Universe. Jesus fucking Christ. Suffice to say, with the one-shot taking place 2 seasons prior to this bit of espionage, there's absolutely no way the Defiant could have possibly existed at the time of the issue's events. For a 22-page one-shot, Star Trek Mirror War Sisko is so riddled with errors that it's nothing short of embarrassing for IDW Comics saw fit not only to publish it, but charge fans money for it. Worst of all, it shows just how low the publisher's standards of quality, and Antos's in particular, are for books they're producing. Anto's career has been more mired in controversy ever since her time as an assistant editor for Marvel Comics' Star Wars line, during which she became involved in the infamous milkshake incident, wherein she accused fans of harassment and toxic behavior against female characters based solely on their gender. After finding little success in editorial work at Marvel, Antos left the comic industry to pursue other ventures, only to return soon after by accepting an editor position for the struggling Valiant comics. In her first move at Valiant, Antos brought in her writer Dennis Hopeless Hallam and artist Emilio Lysier to relaunch the publisher's hit Exo Manowar series. Her efforts would later be widely panned by fans, many of whom felt the issue or took issue with how the character's new direction completely ignored everything that had been established in Rob Venditti's popular 2012 relaunch of the character. She took a job at IDW Comics in the middle of 2021, whereas described by YouTube comic critic Thinking Critical, she continued to fail her way to the top. In December of that same year, Antos was promoted to senior editor, where she worked at IDW's kids-friendly line of licensed Star Wars and Marvel action titles until those licenses were recalled by Marvel Comics themselves. Since then, she has been assigned to work on their Star Trek line. Considering her history and current work output, fans have subsequently grumbled in speculation that Antos' hiring at these various companies was based on her involvement in identity politics-driven drama rather than her skills as an editor. Got a John Delarose video there. Last month, Antos made the news after deciding to subtweet her former colleague, artist Irene Strakowski, over her decision to join Comicsgate. Although Antos did not specifically name Strakowski, the artist later confirmed that she was indeed subject to IDW's editor's ire. Ultimately, it appears that if Antos is spending a little too much time worrying about who everyone in the industry is talking to and not enough learning of basic background information for the book she's editing. What do you make of these glaring errors? Let a comment down below and let us know.
I mean, certain errors are, in fact, pedantry, sadly. But the real shtick is what was commented on about people's feelings that she's getting ahead by her politics is the core of the problem. It has been the core of the problem for what, a decade and a half now.
It's
How many
let's
times?
see. I first heard the name Heather Antos after Comicsgate really came into its own in 2018.
My question is how many times does this woman have to fail? Demonstrably fail.
Sorry, I
before
totally
she gets
stopped.
kicked to the curb.
I totally stopped listening. My dog came in for pets.
I mean, that's
You didn't
just
miss anything.
Okay. I mean, we were talking about Heather Antos basically sucking her way into getting jobs, right?
I mean, we're talking about using identity politics, but
So
Six
she was
of one,
so she was sucking her way into getting jobs.
six of one, half dozen of the other.
All right.
I mean, look, she may have sucked her way into jobs, but she sucks still.
As women should.
That's
What?
Shut up, Ayrton.
Huh?
She could suck her way into my heart.
Oh, you like that Down syndrome look, do you, Booster?
It matches me.
You're going for that homie
She's
with the
just
extra
like
chromie?
We'll make beautiful downy babies.
Oh God! Oh no!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's the show for this evening.
No, serious question though.
Jesus.
How long can someone continue to fail and be bad for the companies they work for and keep not only getting work, but getting work in the same area?
I mean, Joe Biden's been in office for almost 50 years, so at least 50 years.
We haven't reached the upper cap of the answer to that question yet.
Great system you guys got. You know what you guys need? A wizard.
Well, we used to have a Wizard Comics, but that magazine's no longer
I
valuable.
mean, we did have a wizard, but he only served one term.
Oh. Grand Wizard. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I was actually going to make that joke about the New Zealand wizard, and I thought better of it. Now I regret
No,
it.
that's me.
Now this subject is just
so you're
fucking
the
painful.
New Zealand Grand Wizard, are you, Booster?
I'm one of the 7.
Yeah,
That
he's
is
the
after.
his official title is the Lord High Kiwi.
I disavow everything on this stream.
But
Me too.
but no, this subject, I've seen this article too. This is just a cascade of failure, and it's not the guy. The guy doesn't even look wrong. It's everything they're going to describe after.
I guess the beautiful little Peter Craven, right?
Yeah. Sony Pictures' handling of his Spider-Man properties has caused many to scratch their heads. Morbius was a disaster and became an internet joke, one which Sony clearly wasn't in on, and that tried to capitalize on the movie's social media meme by re-releasing in the movie theaters. It went on to bomb a second time.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
Have you
but
guys
that
actually
was
watched
so
it?
good.
Yeah, but have you guys seen the or heard about the petition?
The
What?
petition for what? For a
It's
second
petition
movie to be made with this
no,
woman.
no. It's a petition that everyone was out sick or at
We were
work
busy that weekend. Please
Yeah.
release it again.
Please release it a third time. We were busy that weekend.
I might
Absolute
sign that
shit
petition.
stirrers.
Oh, I say
might
if
sign
Sony,
that petition.
I say if Sony had any kind of intelligence, they'd do it because it would
Oh, yeah.
it would make that film.
However, even with this complete crash landing of Jared Leto's vampiric main character, the studio is still marching forward in a Spider-Man universe film. Next up will be Kraven the Hunter, a solo project.
I can't
focused
believe
on-
they all successfully bullied a movie. It's amazing.
A
I
solo
mean, you
project
shouldn't be
focused on
surprised.
one of the best
Sonic's
villains
teeth got
Spidey has
taken out.
gone over up against. One of the best villains Spidey has gone up against over the years. Despite the hesitancy some fans might have towards the project, it seems the actors behind the movie seem to be feeling the direction Sony Pictures is going with everything.
Yeah,
Ariana
I bet
DeBose,
Jared Leto did too.
Ariana DeBose, who will be playing Calypso in the series, previously commented on part of something that feels like taking a step in the right direction. The film's main star, Aaron Taylor Johnson, has spoken out about the filming the movie revealed to be a change to the iconic character. You guys ready for the twist?
Oh, I know.
Twist his dick.
Johnson described his titular villain as one of Marvel's most iconic, notorious anti-heroes, Spider-Man's #1 rival. That's Venom, sir. That's Venom.
Yeah.
Not an alien or a wizard. He's just a hunter, a man with conviction. However, Johnson confirmed that he's an animal lover and protector of the natural world.
Oh, right, because that's what
See-
hunters do.
Well, no. See, that's the thing is that somewhere way back, the ghost of Teddy Roosevelt is going, "Sir, I should have fisticuffs with you," because Teddy Roosevelt was a big game hunter and a conservationist, but he wasn't a bitch.
Actually, most hunters are conservationists
Right,
because you need to have nature to be able to hunt.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing is that
It
Craven's
doesn't make you an
character-
animal lover.
But here's
Right.
the thing. Here's the thing, though. Craven's character is the Great White Hunter if he was incorrect, right?
Well,
That's
yeah,
the thing.
because a hunter is an animal respecter, not an animal lover. Just like I'm a
Right.
woman lover, but not a woman respecter.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Craven's thing is that other hunters who are conservationists should not like Craven because Craven should be killing animals, for the sake of killing them. He's a little psycho. That was always his
Oh.
character's thing. Emphasizing that he's going to
okay.
be a tree hugger is not a good idea.
Spider-Man's #1 villain, Venom or Green Goblin, boys?
Mm.
I say Green Goblin.
Green Goblin's classic, but I like Venom though.
Right, Green Goblin's classic, but he always dies. Like that's the inevitable end of the road for the Green Goblin.
The problem is you have to define which run, because as a Lethal Protector fan, I am solidly on board with Venom should be Spidey's #1 antagonist, but they've done a lot of work to make the Green Goblin his #1 since Norman Osborn became discount Lex Luthor.
You know how I'd put it?
All I'm saying is Willem Dafoe.
Oh, sure.
Admittedly, Willem Dafoe.
I was going to say that if Green Goblin is like Spider-Man's Joker, Venom is like his Bane.
Well, because the
Okay.
well, 'cause the other,
I'll give you
the
that.
other thing is that
Yeah,
there was
that makes
a
sense.
given time, there was a period in time, if you think about it, where the Kingpin was Spider-Man's #1 antagonist,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, "But Kingpin is a Daredevil villain." It's like, no, he's a Spider-Man villain that was a useful tool in Daredevil comics.
No,
He transitioned to Daredevil from Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's kind of funny
Yeah.
how
not
that
only
happened.
that, but he was a street level villain that was never like just exclusive to one hero either.
Right. Because he's a super mob boss, and he was controlling a criminal cartel that could be used in any Marvel book.
Well, because all of Marvel is based out of New York, but I mean, obviously, Iron Man has too much going on to fuck with him most of the time.
Iron
But
Man's
you could see
busy
him-
fighting a green Chinese man with super rings.
That's right. It is unknown now why Sony would make such a drastic change to the character, one of which basically
sucking
changes
dicks.
Kraven on a fundamental level. They said there is a possibility the quote is missing context and is being interpreted incorrectly. Maybe that love of animals is more an intense respect, which would allow Kraven to live up to the hunting name.
So wait a minute. Are you saying that Kraven Maximoff has a polyamorous goat farm?
Way to
Oh,
bring
no.
it back around. He's 2 for 2 tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, I know why we don't pay you now.
Yeah. That's 2 gold stars, Rune. Good job. Yet one of those hunts in the upcoming film won't be Spider-Man. Instead, there are a couple of options about who it might be. The first would be Christopher Abbott's Foreigner, who is supposedly a main antagonist of the piece. But then there's also the Chameleon, who will be played by Fred Heckinger. Hopefully, whatever the movie ends up being like at the end of the day, the story ends up to and remains true to Kraven's character and legacy. The
Chameleon's a
polymorph
really funny
lion
one.
farm.
I read the first issue of Spider-Man only just recently. I thought the Chameleon was like a shapeshifter or something, but he's just some dude who changes clothes real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was a bit funny that was Spider-Man's first official villain.
Yeah. You ever heard of Stiltman?
That's true, he's a classic.
Read some
He's
50s Legion of Superheroes and get back to me. Arm
That's
fall
good
off
shit.
boy trying to join the team. That was pretty good. What's your superpower? My fucking arms fall off.
Oh, that's just leprosy, dude.
No, man, he got a spot in a Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, true.
Come
I
on.
like how they handled him. Got Nathan Fillion on it. That was good fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But no. Anyway. I don't know, man. I think Sony is single-handedly just trying to destroy the property of Spider-Man before Marvel just gets it back somehow.
What? Trying to
After-
make it
after-
lame out of spite so no one wants to treat it
Right?
again.
Like, can you just imagine, like, they just turned Spider-Man into such a shit property that by the time the rights revert back to Marvel and or Warner Brothers finally fucking ditches DC Comics and is bought by Disney or
Okay.
whatever.
So two things.
Or
One,
not Sony. I mean, when
So-
Sony fucking ditches Spider-Man.
So two things. One, Cross Comics has actually presented this in a way that makes Kraven sound like a badass. He has a polyamorous lion farm.
I brought that up, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit. Kraven's going to apparently fuck a lion. That's pretty hardcore. But the other thing is the problem is even if you don't like the actor, the Venom movie did halfway decent in numbers.
I actually enjoyed the Venom movies.
Well, yeah, but I know Ayrton is not a fan.
Well, yeah, because they're not like good Venom movies. Like if you take
Right.
Venom out of the equation,
Yeah, no, they're
And you
terrible.
just-
I hate them.
if you just take Venom out of the equation and say this is a movie about
Those movies
a
just did
symbiote that
nothing
came
for it. I only just realized what my nickname was. What you done? Oh no!
I did that like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I
You're-
only just noticed.
Welcome, Booster. You're one of us now.
Oh,
The thing is that if a Spider-Man movie does halfway decent, that is a message to Sony, keep going. All right, if people
No, but the thing
honestly
is, the
want
Spider-Man movies really only do halfway decent when Marvel's involved.
no, that's what I'm saying though, is that for a Sony only joint, the Venom movie did well enough not only to get a sequel, but well enough to encourage them to keep making these villain films. If people honestly want Sony to stop and force good Spider-Man movies to be made, even if those good Spider-Man movies have to go to Disney, the answer
Oh.
is stop going to their movies. Stop
Oh.
giving them money.
Sony not destroying Spider-Man just as villains. That's a hot take.
I mean, I can believe it.
It seems, I don't know. It just seems weird that they keep doing these independent Spider-Man-less villain movies. And I'm like, this isn't how movies work, especially if you're trying to use this character as an antagonist for Spider-Man later.
Well, because Sony really, really wants to do this bad idea called the Sinister Six movie. They somehow think that's going to work.
Here's the thing, though. It didn't work for fucking M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong when he did the Unbreakable verse.
Split? Yeah.
No, like Glass was such a shit movie. I
Right.
was so disappointed in Glass because I actually really liked Split.
Like, you do it like Marvel did, and you have a Spider-Man movie with a couple of these bad guys in it, and then you have like a Daredevil TV show with a couple of these bad guys in it.
The thing is, we've talked about this before. The problem is everyone's trying to both figure out the formula that's going to magically make success every time and do it in half the time. When the actual formula, if you need a formula, is it takes 10 years of
do the
build-up.
fucking work. Do the fucking work.
You know, do focused individual films that are good and move on from there. And oddly enough, you can actually track this not with their best films. You track this with the middling to worst Marvel films, right?
Even
because
Thor 2.
Well, yeah, because Thor 1 was Kenneth Branagh, right, and was pretty solid. And then Thor 2 is unfortunately it has an actor I like, but it's a dumpster fire, right? And then you have Ragnarok, and Ragnarok, despite my concerns about it just being
Ragnarok was the Hulk movie with Thor in it,
but it was quite good, which was good enough. It's what we wanted.
Ayrton and I are very familiar with the fact that
I apologize for Taika Waititi.
Thank you.
Well,
because I mean,
but
his other things he's done inspire nothing but venom in me.
Well,
Our Flag is Death is garbage and should be set on fire.
The thing about it is, though, to be fair, with Thor Ragnarok, it was a Hulk movie. They just didn't want to do a Hulk movie because Hulk movies perform poorly.
Right,
but Ayrton and I are very familiar with the fact that was World War Hulk, the movie.
The thing is, though, is that there again, reinforcing the point, Hulk movies don't do badly because they're Hulk movies. Hulk movies do badly because nobody wants to do the work. And everyone's like, well, the first Hulk movie, blah, blah, blah. The first Hulk movie was Ang Lee and was a non-superhero book by a non-superhero director. It wasn't trying to be a comic book. If they did a Hulk movie now, it would be good. Oddly enough, Ed Norton's Hulk was very good. And people were like,
Ed Norton just was terrible.
Right. But as a Hulk film, it was solidly all the beats for a Hulk film you need.
Yeah.
Right? And quite frankly, if we're going to talk about Hulk for a minute, part of the problem is that they always start with the wrong villain. They start with the Abomination. I know that we had a version of Absorbing Man in Ang Lee's Hulk, but they're desperate for, well, we need that superhero villain beatdown. It's like, no, what you need is a leader movie. You need to show the Hulk's actual number one antagonist, which is a villain who never actually gets into a fist fight with the Hulk. because the leader doesn't get into fistfights. The leader is a big brain. But we've never had leader in film before. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up in She-Hulk.
Oh God.
People are shit talking She-Hulk, and I don't know, man. I'm to the point where I just don't care. Like, my wife will probably watch She-Hulk because she really likes She-Hulk as a character. I watched the new Doctor Strange movie, and I think we'll probably close out with this little segment. But I watched the Multiverse of Madness, and if we want to talk about it again with Larry, we can. But we probably get a little quick discussion in about that.
It made me angry.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it, but it wasn't as good as I was hoping.
No, it wasn't as good as I feel like it could have been, and it was really long for what it was.
And you could totally tell the studio stepped in and kind of cucked. What's his face?
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, Sam Raimi.
Well,
they totally cucked him.
Now, well, real quick, we'll go around the horn.
Okay.
I know you have feelings, Rune. I know you do. Just hold on to them for a minute longer. I'm sure Ayrton doesn't have in-depth feelings. He never does.
Okay.
True.
Unless we're talking about the government.
I was born without them.
So, things I liked. John Krasinski.
Same.
Things I didn't hate. The Wanda Darkhold arc. Now, I don't like that there wasn't. All right, so I'll get into this after we've gone around the horn. Things I didn't like. I didn't like the overarching Stephen Strange is the most dangerous thing ever thing, because the Ancient One would obviously know that, having traversed the multiverse and knowing about it and all that shit. She would know that Stephen Strange is the most dangerous thing ever, and probably not taking a chance on him. Because at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, you find out that at least in that universe, it's kind of Baron Mordo just being jealous. But Strange always just does what he has to do, and eventually that's used the Darkhold. But I don't know. It seemed like it was unnecessary. The movie again was too long for what it was. They could have done a lot more, and I wasn't a big fan of the American Chavez overarching story.
That's because nobody likes America Chavez.
Well, it's not that I didn't like American Chavez. There was no growth in the movie for her. Like, she had no character development whatsoever.
She existed for Stephen Strange to wink at her as a zombie so she could punch Wanda harder.
Right. But there was no character development for the character.
No, because that character's basically Kamala Khan with a star jacket.
Anyway, Ayrton, what are your thoughts?
Huh?
I said, Ayrton, what are your thoughts?
Oh.
He had thoughts, you damaged them.
You know that my main thought right now is Ho's mad.
Yeah.
So
Ho's mad, Ho's sad, Ho's bad at writing.
When are we going to get
That
around
should
to
be a
Ho's
t-shirt.
Rat?
that should be a t-shirt.
But Rune, I know you have feelings.
Right. So you can break down this movie as a 4-act structure into 4 parts, and they're differing levels of return, because you've already touched on part of it, Church. So part 1 is not so bad. There's a mystery going on. There's a dead Doc Strange. There's an American Chavez. You know, Doc Strange doing a mystery, solid, right? Then there's Act 2, which is just Doc Strange versus Evil Dead. And as much as I love Sam Raimi and I like Evil Dead, it's not very good, because Wanda is not a credible antagonist in this. They don't go on enough about her magic and the effects of chaos and what she can do with it. She, body hops and then turns into a zombie. Ooh, nice. Let's run away from the stumbling, wounded mommy complex. Great. Then you have Act 3 with bad Stephen Strange. And that actually works. If they had done a movie about Doc Strange must fight his most dangerous antagonist, himself, as primary antagonist, movie could have been gold. Would have been amazing. And I know this because I have an old comic from the late 70s, early 80s, where Doc Strange has to enlist the aid of Namor the Submariner to fight the Hulk, who has been possessed by a Doc Strange from another universe, who basically consumed his universe, and is now using the Hulk's body because it's super strong and super capable to try and force his way into this reality. Right? And it's a solid story. Doc Strange's biggest antagonist being Doc Strange is great. And the idea that in other dimensions people are actually concerned about Doc Strange having too much power is
real
great.
Real quick. I do have to kind of counter that on one point.
Okay.
I'm a little bit tired of that Marvel trope that a hero's worst enemy is an evil version of himself.
Oh, sure. I mean, I don't have a problem with other options. I'm just saying that using only what's in the film as the guide, if that is the direction they had gone, it would have been great.
Right? It is really weird that the MCU seems to fall back on that when the comics are so much more diverse.
And then
well, the comics do it too, but we'll get to that.
But then Act 4 is just garbage. It's just bubblegum for the cheap seats. Because it's got to wrap up Wanda Abad, it's got to wrap up America Chavez, and it's got to have Zombie Strange being hero mentor man. Even though he did that better with Tom Holland in Spider-Man than he does here. Because there's too much going on and not enough time for Doc Strange to be good at any one thing. And quite frankly, I'm sorry, I don't care how bad Wanda felt at the end before dropping a building on her head. Spoilers. Okay? She was a ravening, idiotic monster. And instead of wandering around in a field of plants with the Darkhold, she should have been in a prison at the bottom of a box in a black site at the start of Dark Strange. Because, holy shit, the things she did in her TV show, unconscionable, and the things she does in this movie, even worse. When your primary motivation is, I will have my children that I dreamed into existence, no matter what the cost at everyone else's sufferance, you don't get to have a compassion arc. You don't get to be, but I'm empathic because I'm a mother. It's like, no, you're a postpartum depression psychopath with baby frenzy who's sad that your womb doesn't work.
Holy Lord.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Her womb works just fine. You're sorry that your boyfriend is a walking intelligent vibrator that you blew the head off of.
Her sex toy.
Yeah. You're sad that your sex toy can't generate babies for you. Here's an idea. Meet a man, have biological sex. But better yet, talk to some of your super scientist friends. Say, hey, can we clone me a baby? There are so many solutions that do not involve cosmic annihilation.
But cosmic annihilation is fun.
You're not wrong.
Cosmic annihilation is funny.
Cosmic annihilation is great if you actually lean into it and are like, I want to destroy the universe. And when somebody says why, you say for the fun of it. Cosmic annihilation is a
I believe that was Thanos' motivations. He posted for the lols. He was quoted to say.
Right. If you on the other hand, if you're going around going, my desire for cosmic annihilation is because I feel bad that my make believe friends aren't real. You have a
bring back problem. Ralph Boner as Quicksilver.
Ugh. Whoever thought that was a good idea, I hope they get cancer. Is that a bit much?
Probably.
Was that the guy from the Fox films?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually appreciated that in WandaVision, which is largely a fever dream, that when imagining what Quicksilver was like, Wanda created a Quicksilver that never was from an actor from a Distaff X movie. That's great. because actual Pietro is dead, and they actually put a fine point on that and pointing out that hey, Pietro's dead. But that's because WandaVision had moments of brilliance, undercut by stupidity, constant stupidity, and that Doc Strange, WandaVision 2, Electro Boogaloo is not better. It's continuing to be bad. It's trying to justify bad after the fact.
Well, I think it's probably one of the better superhero movies that Marvel has put out since Endgame.
That is true. But as much, here's the thing, you have to remember, I don't like Benedict Cumberbunkle.
And to Larry's point, I think he mentioned this when we talked about Secret Wars. They introduced the Illuminati. So that goes into Hickman's Secret Wars.
Right. But here's the thing, I don't like Bendabung Cumberbund, but
Wanglebert Flappy Back.
He's really good as Doc Strange.
Slut Bunwalla.
Bramble Commoner Snatch.
Ankle grab, whapped her back.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Baloney Giraffe Neck.
With that, I think that's where we end the show. Unless you have something to say about Doctor Strange, Booster.
Watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's a much better multiverse movie.
Do I have to?
Yes.
I'd rather
stop rewarding MCU when they put out garbage by watching their shit.
I agree with that, but at the same time, I don't like bandwagoning, and Everything Everywhere All at Once is a giant bandwagon piece of shit.
No,
I've never actually heard it.
Well, hold on.
I haven't
Booster,
noticed.
Can I smoke some MDMA first?
If you like.
Okay, cool.
I'm just saying. The idea that somebody decide, hey, let's make a multiverse movie right now when multiverses are the current jam because every shitty property that's being half run by a half
like over
ass
10 years
can
ago
come
was
up and
intended for Jackie Chan.
Right, but the thing is that we've got Everything Everywhere All at Once. We've got Multiverse of Madness. We've got Star Trek. We got Star Trek Picard. We got Star Wars. Everybody wants to be, no, we're not doing bad movies or bad media. It's a multiverse. Pick your own. It's like, fuck you.
That is not how... You know what? Watch the movie. It is not how this works.
I'm just saying, they should take their loses, and the bandwagon needs to stop.
I don't know how to respond to this.
I do hate fun.
I mean, it's supposed to be the end of the show, and we just let Rune keep ranting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I mean,
Usually, I'll just end the broadcast in the middle of it.
Good night, good night, everybody.
I behaved myself. I haven't brought up my
buy my
rant
book, Obsidian.
about Miles Morales at all.
Ho's mad.